I'm in Flagstaff, Arizona right now. I got an email from Leslie asking me to participate in the course with a meditation. So I'm trying this out and seeing how it works. I'm on en route from Santa Fe to Monterey to go to the Living in Grace retreat. So we have a little time to do this. So from my perspective, we're in a pretty exciting part of the curriculum right now. It's a turning point, and things seem to, maybe build up a little larger than usual. It's always good to keep in mind that whatever's coming up in the course is responding to a soul request. So the issues, the challenge in the lessons, the questions, the dialogue that is created between us in the forums is all out of a request of the soul. So sometimes when we become a little congested in the personal self, it's time to pause and step back within more of a soul alignment. To give us perspective. So as soon as I start doing that, it starts to clear my throat here. So let's see, maybe it's a little road congestion. It's a beautiful drive across the desert today. And tomorrow we're heading for Bakersfield. So anyway, let's take a moment here. So everybody that's watching this now will just settle down in a nice, take a little time out with themselves and take a deep breath. And signal that place inside that brings forward that soul energy, that loving that we call forward into our space. And as we do that, it'll ask for the presence of the Christ, the living light, for the highest good of each of us. And through the guidance of the Holy Spirit, that this be for the highest good of each person, to guide each of us, to be with us, to bring in a greater alignment and perspective, to bring balance, clarity, depth, peace, and mental and spiritual vitality. We also ask any guides, or teachers, or angels that wish to be here and be of assistance as our resources, our research assistants, our study pals. That's these guides and angels. And they're always, let them do the errands and bring back the information. Let them give you inspiration. Let them re-energize you. Clear the mind. Just ask. They don't interfere, but they will come in and participate. And of course this is all in service to the deeper authority of our souls. So always keep that perspective that the soul is guiding this process. The soul has made the request to the universe, and the universe is responding, bringing forth the courses, the classes, and all the challenges that represents, and bringing us into greater spectrum of awareness of ourselves, and bringing those aspects we need strengthening, smoothing out places that are rough, clearing up blocks in our thinking, walls in our mind, making a bigger, wider flow of channel of energy through the auspice of our soul that connects us into the high levels, into the high country. That source of love, that source of living love, source of wisdom. At that level we access everything and anything that we need and then to ground that into the earth. Plant our feet here, we belong. Our life belongs to us. There's a place for us. There's a welcome for us. We have a purpose here that is engaged in the planet. And through that polarity then, between heaven and earth, we manifest the dream of the vision of our soul. So we ask now from the highest levels of spirit that light and sound to open to us, to invite our alignment, to lift us up, to show us our participation in the higher levels of consciousness, our greater resource that we have available to us, and to bring forward that loving that comforts the basic self, that makes our bodies feel at peace. It pushes aside the fears and the worries of this world. There's great conflict in the world today, great effort to cause us to doubt and distract us away from ourselves. So through the perspective of the light within us and the living love, this recenters. So recenter us, give us perspective, so that we can tell the difference and have the resilience to respond, so that we follow our attention inward into the loving and the source of understanding, to brighten our intellect, to serve the purposes of higher consciousness. Just let that light come in. Let that peace come in. Let this liquid light, this loving, fill our bodies, soothe our minds. Dissipate the congestion. Make a space around us that's clear. And that no distracting influences are here to emphasize the negative voices. Put them into silence. And just take another deep breath now and let go more fully. Dropping deeper into yourself. Make space. Welcome. And we now say yes to whatever is here for us, whatever loving support, whatever response the universe has in terms of the awakening and alignment and manifestation of our soul's wish. The more room you make inside, the more light comes in. The more that sound enters into every cell, moves into our heart, moves into our body, serenades our soul, calling it forward, calling it home, calling it into the activity of our spirit. And the body remembers that when we are present, God is present. So from this sacred place within us, put all things in the light: relationships, family, interest, assignments, and send this light forward to make the way clear for each of us into the fulfillment of that purpose for which we are participating in this curriculum, in this cohort, in this process. That all that we need will be given for us to complete and fulfill. And for this school to prosper and keep expanding with each cohort that passes through the curriculum. So we send this light forward into the future and invite a future of prosperity toward us, where all that was needed for each of us, where all that's needed for Insight University to hold and sustain. To love, to balance. So, God bless us and thank you. Ah, that was just what I needed.